Hello, this is Tish here doing my daily Bible study. Today is Friday, January 30th. We're reading from the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verses 8 through 11. And the King James Version reads as follows: But now ye also put off all these: anger, wrath, malice, blasphemy, filthy communication out of your mouth. Lie not one to another, seeing that ye have put off the old man with his deeds, and have put on the new man, which is renewed in knowledge after the image of him that created him, where there is neither Greek nor Jew, circumcision nor uncircumcision, barbarian, Scythian, bond nor free, but Christ is all and in all. And the NIV reads as follows: But now you must rid yourselves of all such things as anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips. Do not lie to each other, since you have taken off your old self with its practices, and have put on the new self, which is being renewed in knowledge in the image of its Creator. Here there is no Greek or Jew, circumcised or uncircumcised, barbarian, Scythian, slave or free, but Christ is all and is in all. Okay, this is keeping with our theme of when you give your life to Christ, you're a new creature, a new being, your mind is renewed, your heart is renewed. Therefore, you should be living new. And the passage that this comes from in this Bible that I'm looking at calls it Rules for Holy Living. So this is this kind of gets into the meat and potatoes of being a Christian. We're not supposed to lie. Um, it says don't be angry, which when you read this, you have to understand Colossians was, it's a letter, basically a letter written to the people of probably Colossal. But so that's what it is. It's this letter written to Colossians, which are people of some city or town, village, whatever, with the name Colossial or something like that. Like Filipinos come from the the Philippines, like that. But so the letter's written to them, but it also can cover all Christians. But they must have they must have written a letter to whoever wrote this letter, which I think is John. I'm not sure, but one of the disciples, Paul or John or someone like that, was after Christ died, they went around their world, as far as they could travel, preaching the gospel, setting up churches. And so then while they would travel, the church leaders would send them letters. Well, how do we deal with this? How do we deal with that? And then he would write back to them saying, this is what you need to do. Try to live like this. But so in this part, and I'm saying all of this because it says get rid of anger and rage, malice, which basically it just means don't talk bad about people. Don't want to be evil. Don't want to, or even if you have these thoughts of being evil or hurting people, don't act on them. And that right there hits home with me. Sometimes I just have really bad thoughts, and I'm constantly, at least 5 times a day, Lord, that was really not a good thought. Please forgive me. Please, I don't want to think like that. If you know what I mean. But so that's why it is a daily struggle. I mean, not a struggle like it's really going to break me, but there are, there's conversation in my head daily that I have, especially not lying. sometimes it's really hard to tell the truth. Really, it shouldn't be, but if you know you're going to hurt someone's feelings, or telling the truth sometimes makes people mad. Um, I have a 9-year old who asks me questions all the time, and the easy answer is sometimes just to not tell the full truth, or try to filter it because maybe I don't want to have an uncomfortable conversation. It's really hard. But this just means, you're a new creature. Try to live in this new way. Think of God and His perfectness. He's our creator. He created us to be in His image, and try to act that way. And then the reason they said there's no Greek or Jew, circumcised or uncircumcised, is because back in that time, they had, well, I mean, even now, we have class systems where certain people think they're better than others. And I think the Jewish people must have thought they were better than Greek people at that time, because they had, they had their religion, and some of them were very pious and very, religious. We, we serve this, and we practice this, and we pray this way, and we're better than you. And so Christ came along and said, hey, if, we all believe in God, no one's better than anyone else. And then circumcised and uncircumcised, that's the same thing. Um, People believed if you were Jewish, you had to be. Even now, just 2 months ago, I heard a grown person who converted to Judaism to marry this woman, and he's a grown man. He had to get circumcised. So, but Jesus comes along and says it doesn't matter. It's what you believe, and if you live and you try to believe in God and live in a Christ-like way, that's what you're no longer a slave. Everyone's free. Christ encompasses everything, and when He's in you, He's in all, and you can do anything through the strength that He gives you. So, again, it's not very long today, just more, what's the word? Reinforcement, I guess, that being a Christian is a lifelong journey, and it's not always easy, but it's worth it. That's how I look at it. Anyway, so happy Friday. I hope something in this helps you. Um, Again, I do this podcast because I do a daily Bible study for my own benefit, and I just had an idea to do a podcast, and maybe someone would stumble upon it, and maybe you're too busy to do your own Bible study, or you just won't do it, but you'll listen to someone else's, and it's my hope that it touches your life in some way. All right? As always, bless and be blessed, and tune in tomorrow.